Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Monday Mids episode 10. I really dislike even having to say this, but apparently it's a necessity if you want your channel to actually grow. Please subscribe. Alright, with the begging out of the way, the image on the screen explains the premise of this series. So pause and give it a once over if you are new here. Let's get right into it. Today we pulled A, and really what this section of my list contained was a plethora of sevens and exactly 3/8 that I will showcase as usual. The rest were a bunch of mids that fit the criteria, but I genuinely did not feel like wasting anyone's time with them, to be honest with you. I tried to showcase mids that at least have some modicum of appeal to them. Today's feature might actually be a hidden gem for some of you, but let's get to the bangers first. As usual, here are 3 certified bangers that I won't spend much time getting into, but I'm fairly confident the majority of anime watchers past, present, and future would enjoy them and rate them higher than mids. First up is Ano Himita Hana no Namae wo Boku Tachi wa Mada Shiranai, commonly referred to as Anohana, the flower we saw that day. This is a supernatural drama. Jinta, a former social butterfly who has become a shut-in, spends his days avoiding school and escaping into video games. His quiet routine is suddenly interrupted when his childhood friend Menma appears before him, insisting that he help fulfill a wish she can no longer remember. The only problem with this is that Menma already died years earlier. Although Jinta initially believes he's simply imagining things, he soon realizes that Menma's ghost is real. Her return forces Jinta and the rest of their once close-knit group of childhood friends to reunite after years apart. As they confront the grief, guilt, and unresolved feelings left behind by her death, they begin a heartfelt journey toward healing, forgiveness, and finally helping Menma find peace. The second banger featured today is Akatsuki no Yona, or Yona of the Dawn, an adventure fantasy romance series. Princess Yona is a kind and sheltered royal who has spent her entire life protected within the walls of Koka Kingdom. But everything changes overnight when a shocking betrayal forces her to flee the palace with only her loyal bodyguard and childhood friend Hack by her side. Thrown into a harsh world she knows nothing about, Yona begins a remarkable journey of growth, transforming from a helpless princess into a determined warrior. As she searches for the legendary dragon warriors, she fights to become strong enough to reclaim the kingdom that was stolen from her. Last up of the featured bangers is Ansatsu Kyoshitsu, or Assassination Classroom. This series follows Class 3E, a group of students written off as failures and isolated from the rest of their school. Their lives take a bizarre turn when they're given an impossible assignment: assassinate their new teacher before he destroys the earth. The catch? Their teacher, the strange octopus-like Koro-sensei, can move at Mach 20 and is nearly impossible to kill. Yet, despite being humanity's greatest threat, he also turns out to be the best teacher they've ever had. As Nagisa and his classmates search for a way to stop him, they also discover lessons about friendship, confidence, and finding their own potential. Now that brings us to the mid-series that we will cover today. Quick side note, this section of my watch list had very few actual mids. It was mostly populated with stuff that I not only consider 7 and higher, but what a majority of raters on MAL also consider to be 7 and higher. This series is actually rated a 7.76 on MAL, with over 350,000 ratings. But I genuinely think it's mids for the reasons I will get into soon. Just so we are clear, I did not downvote this anime because of some dumb reason like its genre or lead character. To this date, I have watched over 1,000 series and given out 4 10s, and one was to a romance anime, and another 10 was to a anime with a female lead. With that being said, today we will cover Akagami no Shirayuki-hime, or Snow White with the red hair. Shirayuki is a talented herbalist born with rare, naturally bright red hair, a feature that attracts unwanted attention. When the selfish Prince Raj of the neighboring kingdom demands that she become his concubine because of her unusual appearance, Shirayuki refuses, cuts her hair, and flees her homeland in search of a life where she can choose her own future. During her escape, she meets Prince Zen Wistalia, a kind and capable royal from the kingdom of Clarines. After saving his life, Shirayuki decides to remain in Clarines and pursues her dream of becoming a court herbalist, gradually earning respect through her intelligence, compassion, and hard work, rather than her appearance. At first glance, it appears to be a fantasy romance, a fairy tale retelling, a royal court drama, but its heart lies in 3 key themes. The first key theme is earning your place. Shirayuki's greatest strength isn't magic or combat, it's her expertise. She succeeds by studying medicine, solving problems, helping others, and continuously improving her skills. Rather than relying on destiny, she earns every opportunity through hard work. The second key theme is healthy romance. The relationship between Shirayuki and Zen is often praised because it is built on mutual respect, honest communication, trust, and encouragement. Instead of creating drama through endless misunderstandings, the series focuses on 2 people helping each other grow. The third key theme is independence and choice. A reoccurring message throughout the series is that your future should be determined by your own decisions, not by your birth, appearance, or social status. Shirayuki repeatedly refuses to let others define her life, whether they are princes, nobles, or even people who admire her. Let's get into why people liked the series. First, the excellent romance. Many fans consider Shirayuki and Zen one of anime's healthiest couples because they communicate openly and consistently support one another. 2. Strong female protagonists. Shirayuki is admired for being competent, kind, and independent. Her achievements come from dedication rather than supernatural abilities. 3. Relaxing atmosphere. The series balances romance, court politics, everyday life, and gentle adventure, creating a warm, comforting fantasy setting. On the other side of the coin, people dislike this series for the following reasons. 1. Low stakes. The conflicts are generally personal and political rather than world-ending, so viewers looking for constant action may find the pacing slow. 2. Limited action. Although there are occasional sword fights and rescue missions, the focus remains on relationships and character growth. 3. Gentle pacing. The story takes its time developing both the romance and the characters, which some viewers find charming and others find uneventful. A simple way to describe Snow White with the red hair is a heartfelt fantasy romance about a gifted herbalist who refuses to let others control her destiny and earns her place beside a prince through intelligence, compassion, and hard work. Its greatest strength is that the romance never overshadows Shirayuki's personal ambitions. Both her career and her relationship develop side by side, making it one of the most beloved fantasy romances in anime. Getting to the plot rating, this ends up being a 5 out of 10. I am no stranger to being stalled or slow paced anime. I routinely watch slow life anime and have been through many a romance series where you get dragged along for several seasons before any proper developments take place. This one felt painfully slow. It was also largely forgettable in terms of key events or memorable moments. I remembered the gist of the series when starting the review, and I ended up having to rewatch damn near all of it to give a fair review. And I know now with certainty that I will forget it again soon. Regarding the characters, they end up being a 6 out of 10. There's nothing overtly wrong with them. They just don't go down as characters of note, and they aren't likely to ever come up as a conversation topic for me when discussing well-written or memorable characters. They do well enough to keep you going till the end. Moving on to the animation aspect, I gave it an 8 out of 10. There were several moments where I paused the episode and audibly said, "Who the hell drew this? It's amazing." The only reason I can't give it a 9 or 10 is because this series doesn't have enough action to trespass into the domains of those god-level animations. The overall score therefore ends up being a 6 out of 10. Usually when I watch a series, more times than not, there is always a moment when I go and take proper stock of what episode I am on and how many episodes are left because I am enjoying it and I don't want it to be over yet. This was not one of those series. I distinctly remember hitting the third or fourth to last episode and thinking, the finish line is in sight now, lads. Let's just make it there in one piece. That being said, it's still good enough to make it to the end and not end up on the graveyard of unfinished series. Some people will downright love this one. If you made it this far, thanks for watching. Please subscribe. Love you all. Stay safe. Stay beautiful. Peace.